And we're live. Welcome to Thursday Night Safety Briefing with me, Vagon, and my trusty pal Nick Rat here. Nick Rat's the egotten son of Grand Moff Tarkin, if you didn't know, because Nick Rat spelled backwards is Tarkin. How you doing there, Nick Rat? Oh, I'm doing okay, Vagon. How are you doing? Oh, I'm doing great. We're just here for another Thursday Night Safety Briefing, as always. As that way, to kind of give you little troopers those little reminders every week to do the right thing. Oh, do we always have to do this? Yes, we always have to do this. But that's what we have to do. Well, but I get so tired of it. We hear it every week. Yeah, I know you hear it every week, but you know why? Yeah, I know why. Because us little troopers out there need reminders. That's right. So once again, I'm Thagon. You can find me on Twitter's at Thagon at 238, or here on YouTube just at Thagon. And I was a military sergeant, and so what I do is I usually do like quick safety brief, and then we get to the toy share and some announcements, and then just general talking. Thanks, Collecting Star Wars, for showing up. If you didn't know, Steve-O has his own channel, Collecting Star Wars. Collecting Star Wars, and he does a devotional channel of Devotional with Steve-O. It's a really great channel. Oh yeah, he's a great little trooper too. Well, yeah, that's enough of that. So let's get started. Once again, I was a sergeant in the United States military, and every long weekend or short weekend, they do what they call a safety brief, kind of remind people to kind of do the right things out there and put things in their mind. So here we go. So if you're gonna go out swimming, make sure you're swimming with a buddy. If it's raining outside, make sure you don't stand on a tree because might get hit by lightning. If you're going to go out there and have a good time, make sure you're having a designated driver. That designated driver is not drinking anything, smoking anything. To point A to point B, maybe point C, and make sure you get back again because we all need you back. When you're out there having a good time, I would always suggest putting some money in your sock or under your hat or something like that. So if you lose your wallet or something like that, you can get your way back. And if you see something going on, say something about it. You don't always have to get involved with it. Just make that human contact with people and kind of say, hey, how you doing? And make that human contact with folks, because if you're not bringing light, what you're doing, you're bringing darkness. Because we're all important out there. You might be a hero to somebody someday and you just don't know it. You just don't know it. We're all important. So, like I always say, if you're going, we all go through those trials and tribulations. We've all gone through it. Whatever that trauma or whatever that may be that you're going through, we all gone through that suck together. There's great people in our community, myself included, that can lead into that year, make you feel better during that time. Because suicide is a permanent solution to a short-term issue. So we all need you back. It's coming around to the holiday season. That can be kind of sad for people. So like I said, just reach out to folks. We all need you around. Just if you're having problems, you can always contact me. My DMs are always open. And I'm not an expert by no means, but I'll make sure. I'll always make sure that I'll point you in the right direction. I give you that year. Sometimes it just takes that year for somebody. So that kind of wraps up the safety briefing. So I got some announcements as always. I'm still doing my Veterans Day giveaway. If you were a veteran or you know a veteran, just all you have to do is tweet out their stuff. We use the hashtag check equipment and Veterans Day 2022, and then take a screenshot of that, email it to me at thagon@2238@gmail.com, and then I'll pick a winner. I'm trying to the winner has to be a veteran because this is kind of supporting veterans out there. Veterans Day is coming up next week. It's kind of important for us to remember veterans and what they've done, and this can be veterans from any kind of military you want to. Anybody who decided to stand up and try to do the right thing for their folks is who I'm trying to appreciate. I'm a combat veteran myself. We have Memorial Day to remember those that we lost, but we have Veterans Day to remember those guys who came back and still might deal with stuff. Because I've lost a lot of friends to suicide because of war and things of that nature, and I don't want to lose another one. So I just want to really appreciate veterans and what they do out there, and just kind of and pat them on back, and just and support their stuff what they work. If a veteran draws something, or if they write something, or if they make custom figures, or they have their own YouTuber channel or something like that, just really let's push their signal out there and let them know that we all appreciate what they've all done. So the prize for winning, and if you didn't get the quite all the how to enter in the contest, in the description box below. That's where you're going to find all the rules and regulations. So there you go. And the winner will get this brand new, well, it's not brand new, but I've had it for a little while, the brand new Lady J figure. It's the new classified figure. It's not the new one with the recolor, but it's the older one. So they'll win this with the shipping and free. Another thing that's going on is, if you know Timmer from Half the Battle, he does his yearly charity drive, which is really a really easy one too. So make sure you check out his channel. All you have to do is you give to a charity, and then you send a proof that you you gave to a charity to his certain email address, and then you can be entered to win a prize. And I'm one of the people who decided helping out giving prizes. So I'm going to be giving out a retro Fang to one of the winners. So whoever enters to win that contest will enter a retro Fang in the box. I haven't ever opened it up or anything like that. Once again, all shipping free and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of something he does, and like the G.I. Joe community has been doing for the last couple of years is kind of give our way of giving back to all the kids and stuff. So once again, as those two contests going on, mine for veterans, all I have to do is just share a veteran stuff, and they'll win a prize, and then Timber's prize. Once again, it's just half the battle. YouTube. I'll make sure I'll tweet it out after this, and it's just and you can find him on Twitter as just Timber. So that's pretty much all the announcements I got. I hope you guys are having a good night. As always, I'm just once again being a veteran. You go through a lot of things, and we all do. Be it first responders or anything, anybody like that deals with that trauma. But that's okay. We have to be able to get past that. We have to understand that there's something that we did to put ourselves in that situation to try to be successful. And even if you're not successful, that doesn't denigrate the things that you did, right? When I was in Afghanistan, things happened there that was out of my control, was out of the unit's control, because that's what war is. And so I have to take what that was and try to get past it. Not that I will forget what happened, but that I will understand that doesn't make totally me. That shouldn't shadow those traumatic events, or those disappointing events shouldn't shadow my whole entire military career, or my career after the military. So I just kind of want to make sure anybody out there that can hear this, you're a good person. Things do happen to bad things do happen to good people, and it's not always your fault, and you have to separate those events from who you are. And so that's just kind of my kind of words of wisdom out there for this week. So that's pretty much it. Same thing with toy collecting. I can tell you what, there's a lot of I'll get on my soapbox here about pre-ordering, but a lot of people are getting burned by the pre-orders, having Target and different places like that cancel their pre-orders on them, or they for not being able to and get their order. I'm sorry, but at this point, I don't know why anybody would ever pre-order anything anymore. I understand it kind of guarantees you that item or whatever, but it just seems the risk and reward for it just what's the point? I also think it takes away from a little bit from actually finding it. I know a lot of the toy hunters like collecting Star Wars out there, and some other guys, and Geek Strong does a lot of toy collecting videos, and GeForce does a lot of toy hunting videos, and some other guys who do as well. But I think it's the excitement of going to the store and finally finding that figure that you're looking for, that you want. That's exciting to me. It's like I go to a store, like I'm not particularly looking for anything great or anything like that, but I'm like, oh wow, I finally found this hot, awesome figure and stuff like that. And I think that's to me that's by pre-ordering as so much as folks are, I think it takes away from a little bit of that. It's the same thing with the Hasbro HasLabs and all that kind of stuff. I get it. You're kind of investing in something that you might not want, you might not want to get, and things like that. But it's the idea of it, and a lot of them are very costly, and it's just the idea, like, well, Hasbro shouldn't really have to be doing like crowdfunded to support them whatever toys they're getting. That seems kind of silly to me. So if you guys agree with me, that's great. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. That's the lovely part of, I think, our community, is we can have those different opinions and different things and different ideas about stuff, and we don't have to always be on the same page. But we're all, it's just how you collect. You can collect it any way you want to, but like, I'm not going to be a pre-order. I got burned by it twice, and I see people getting burned by it constantly and having to wait a year or two, and then always having to update your credit card or whatever they have to do. That just seems silly. But I think that like I said, collecting Star Wars is saying that the toy hunting is the best part. Yeah, and Rolando agrees too. The idea of just going into the store, it just feels better. I don't know. It just seems more exciting that way, rather than just clicking on the online or whatever, however you're deciding to word it. It just doesn't. I don't know. There's something tangible about being able to go to a store and actually pick it up and have it in your hands and know that you're going to walk out with that where you're at. Yeah, collecting Star Wars agrees with me that pre-ordering is the worst. I think it's. Yeah, I just really do. I think it's, once again, it's a slap in the face when you're seeing pre-orders show up in stores, and you've pre-ordered for a year and a half and it's still not showing up for you. That's a slap in the face for all the customers. Personally, I think Hasbro needs to clean itself up, and get better at it. Like I would understand as a consumer, if the pre-order guys got their stuff first, they pre-order it. Hence the name pre-order. I mean, if that's not happening, what's that? What seems like the point? So, we're about 10 minutes in. Like I said, my show is real quick. I usually run about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and so I'll go into the sharing part. What do you think, Nick Rock? What do you think about all this pre-order stuff? I tell you what, we couldn't even pre-order a victory in the Battle of Endor. That's for sure. Well, I know that Battle of Endor was pretty tough for you, wasn't it? Yeah, I know it was pretty tough, but I'll be okay. That's right. You are okay, Nitrack. You know, you done a lot of great things afterwards. That's true. I did a lot of great things afterwards. You know, I had to be a cool scout trooper to make it there. That's true. You did. So anyhow, one of the things I once again, so I haven't really. There hasn't been lots in the stores around me at least I've liked. Of course, not as much as collecting Star Wars. So I think you being down in Florida, that's just a hotbed of great toys there. But I tell you, there's not really much around my stores, and the stuff I'm finding out, I'm not really particularly liking. So I went back to the eBay buy on the second market. One of the great buyers that I buy from is Kokomo Toys. They are a sponsor of What's on Joe Mind. I think they're always fair in their dealings. They do what they call their famous penny auctions. They start off at a penny, and whatever the auction goes to, whatever it goes to, which is great. Sometimes you can get deals, but like I said, don't ever get stuck in those and the eBay trap of having to have it. Make sure you're still comparison shopping and whatnot, because sometimes you'll get wrapped up in those biddings and whatnot, and then you're overspending for an item. So don't overdo. Just pay what you want to pay for it, and then just cut yourself off, because I'm sure there's plenty of items out there for you to find. That's just a little tip from me to you out there. So one of the things I did find was the GI Joe walkie-talkie mobile units. I'll show you here. As you can see, this is the picture. Oh, I broke it. No, I didn't break it. It just comes off. I was just trying to make sure I can get out of the light. Well, I'll just take it off. But so as you can see from the thumbnail of this picture of my video, it's the walkie-talkie unit here. That's the great thing of about GI Joe was they had so much world building things that you can have outside of just the toys themselves. You know, like they had these walkie-talkie sets, or like I've shown on my channel before, the AM radio and things like this. Unfortunately, this one doesn't work itself, but it's going to be a great displays piece. And as you can see, you have the mobile. This would be the mobile part, and you can signal in to whoever you had out in the field, and then this would be your walkie-talkie part too. You know, like I said, it's just gonna be a hunk of plastic on my shelf, but I kind of liked it. And that's what, like I said, it harkens back to the Army kind of World War II and Vietnam era of having things. And that's what, like I said, that's what the great thing about GI Joe was. It was such world building with the things you can get. So here's kind of a great look at it. Like I said, I got it for $9.50 with free shipping, which I thought that was a pretty good deal. But so. Which is, like I said, just for some plastic, I think that's a pretty good deal. If I run into any kind of electronics fixers or something like that, maybe I can get it fixed someday, but not right now though. So let's see what collecting Star Wars. I'll catch up with the chat real quick here. Oh, it's collecting Star Wars saying they have a new retro shop open up in a shop that has lots of new stuff. He's pretty excited to walk in there and then just kind of get stuff. That's true. I mean, it's like, like I said, there's like I said, there's just something more tangible about it. So. That's cool too. Rolando saying that in Utah they have Rogue One toys opening up a shop there too. That's pretty cool. Like I said, we have a local shop. There's a comic shop downtown that sells local stuff. That's where I've bought some cheaper Star Wars figures and stuff from. Some of the older ones. And like so, you can still get good prices on a lot of that used stuff. Especially the Power of the Force line is a great line. You can still pick up those figures real cheap, like $5 or $6, and these are carded too. And so if you're not willing to spend the $15-$17 on the new figures, that's what you do. Hey, Vern's here. Great to see. Hey, Vern. Hey, Vern just got off his show. Articulated Points Day with everybody. They had a great show of sharing all their kind of stuff. So say hi to Hey Vern. He always has a great channel as well. like I said, you can find the deals out there. You just gotta be patient. And like I said, like I always say, you don't have to keep up with the Joneses. You don't have to keep up with having to always have. I understand for like the bigger channels and people who do kind of do YouTube more than just just some guy rambling on the internet. I understand them having wanting to get the latest and greatest things so they can show them off and so people can see them. And I appreciate that too because a lot of times I've backed away from getting certain figures and stuff because I see folks reviewing them, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to drop the coin on that. So that's a great service for those folks that do that. But like I say, if you're just a normal collector or whatever, just don't worry about keeping up with everybody. Just be interested in what you're interested in. Find those little treasures that are out there. Because like I said, it's just all plastic at the end of the day. And when we're all said and gone, I don't think any of our kids are going to want any of our junk anyway. So I don't know what my kids are going to do with my stuff. So I don't know what you guys feel about. Like I said, I Haver and all them. I don't know what they're going to. Yeah, the shadows on the wall. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry about. Yeah, it's the lighting. It's because it's I live here all here up in Oregon, so the fourth, fifth parallel, it gets real dark at night. So it gets real dark up here real quick, so I don't have the natural lighting, and our room doesn't have great lighting. But I appreciate it though. Yeah, I have a custom his tank that was mirrored with a with an asp that I won from a friend of mine up there. What was his name? Well, I can't remember his name right now, but anyhow, I won from him in the contest too, and so Cobra Lang, that's who I got it from. Yeah, he does a lot of stop motion stuff. I haven't seen him post anything in a while, but he's kind of one of those G.I. Joe Bird kind of offshoot guys. I kind of I met through them. Once again, that's the great thing about this community. Anybody who's out there, can make so many great folks just by talking and getting involved, and you might start on like a bigger channel, and then you meet friends and folks like that that are on smaller channels and stuff, and you can talk to them. Not that the bigger channels don't talk to you as well. I'm just saying it's just kind of interesting how the network of friends grows in this community, and that's what I think. To me, that's the greatest part about it is the greatest part of the stories that people can tell, and then the camaraderie ship and stuff like that. So, and then we can be all into different kind of things, and we all come out collecting differently too, I think. So that's kind of an interesting part too. So about that 17-minute mark. So like I said, I've been so busy working because I've finally got employment, so I haven't been able to get out to the shops really at all. I might do a little bit of shopping this weekend if my life lets me go. So, but I'm gonna look around and see what I can find. If I don't, like I said, if I go to a store and I don't find nothing, I don't feel compulsed to buy things that I just because I'm just gonna buy something. So just kind of keep that in mind out there, especially in this bad economy that we're all going through. Toys collecting shouldn't be a stressor. It should be a fun kind of thing. So yeah, it is the coolest. I agree with you. So once again, for the giveaway for the Lady J, the description on how to win it is below, and then on the Thursday before Veterans Day, which is the 10th of November, which is actually the Thursday before because Veterans Day is on Friday, I'll announce the winner, and that's going to be my special. That's going to be my special Veterans Day kind of presentation. I'm going to drag out a whole bunch of my army memorabilia and things that I received when I was in the military, and kind of talk you guys through some of the things, like some of the coins I got, and maybe some like my beret and what the things it means on that, and things of that nature. So that's going to kind of be a big one, and then and so we'll go from there. Oh, you asked about the new job is great. Thanks for asking. Collecting Star Wars. Once again, I work with developmental disability people. So these are folks as a children. They might have Down syndrome, or they have autism, or there might be mentally challenged. I work with those people, and what I do is I assess what their level of care is. So what I do is I interview them and say, hey, well, can you go to the bathroom by yourself? What kind of things you need? What kind of things that you need help with? And then that scores them, and that allows them to get so many hours so they can hire a personal care worker who comes in their home and helps take care of them, or they can have a family member and help comes take care of them. It's a very rewarding work. I haven't really started anything yet because I have to do some training with the state, but once I get the training done with the state, which is coming up on the next couple of weeks here, I'll actually start really doing the job, and I'm pretty excited about it because it's really rewarding. Once again, I'm never going to get rich doing these kind of social services jobs, but it fills me in a different need because I'm able to help people, and helping these folks is really great because sometimes there's bad stories and stuff like that, but lots of times the good stories and knowing what you're doing is really going to make a difference in those people's lives. Really help me out, and then makes me feel good. Oh, but hey, Geek Strong, thanks for showing up here. Like I said, we're on the last about 10 minutes of it, so but I appreciate it. Like I said, I'll announce it again. But once again, if you go to Half the Battle on YouTube, and he's and he on Twitter, it's Timmer. He's doing his annual toy charity drive, and so you're one of the prizes that I'm helping to give away for that this week is the Cobra Fang. Pretty much all you have to do is he once again go to his channel. I'll retweet it after I'm done with there. Pretty much all you have to do is you give to a children's charity, either like Toys for Tots or anything like that. Keep the receipt for it, and then you can email him the receipt. You can take all your pertinent information off of that energy to win. One of the prizes, like I said, is the Retro Fang. Hooded Cobra Commander this year is giving away the G.I. Joe Convention 2019 snake maskless Snake Eyes, the custom figure where it has the Snake Eyes body, and then it has the Snake Eyes burnt face and stuff. That's what he's getting given as a toy, and then of course Timmer himself is giving away, which is it's kind of the not Action Force, but it's the core Hank figure with a custom car that he made. So kind of like I said, I'll retweet that out. That runs through all the way through the end of this month, so you have that chance to give away for that. Once again, he's been doing this for last couple years. Last year, I bought a retro Cobra Hiss tank, and that was one of the prizes. And so he does new prizes every year. So like I said, he's a real great guy. You don't even have to be subbed to his channel. You have to just make sure you do all the proper steps to enter to win. Once again, same thing with my contest, which is listed in the description below. You don't have to be subscribed to my channel, because that's not what the contest is about. Once again, the contest is just kind of getting and promoting all of the those veteran creators out there, and giving them a good pat on the back for doing all the things they've done for our country, and they're still trying to do afterwards and stuff. Because like once again, I do this channel. Reason why I do this every Thursday, it just kind of keeps me involved in a lot of things I say during it. I kind of listen back and kind of reinforces it in my mind as well. So that's, if you guys didn't know that, that's all I got this week. So if you guys have anything else you want to talk about, just go ahead and shoot it. I'm gonna grab a drink of water real quick, and then we'll kind of go from there for the last about 8 minutes or so. So hold on here. Gotta get my drink of water here. Yeah, I think it's collecting Star Wars. Yeah, like you can hit that like button all you want to. If you don't want to, it don't matter to me. Once again, all I do is I come on here and I just like talking to folks and getting involved, and knowing I'm is just my little part of the cog that is our community that's out there, So anyhow, well, I hope you guys are having a good November so far, and had a great Halloween. I know we did. It was pretty rainy up here, but a lot of that, we had a lot of kids that were shipped in from other neighborhoods, because I want to say I live in an affluent neighborhood, but it's really safe where I live, and it's a newer one, and so I think a lot of people think it's a safer neighborhood to take their kids to. So we had a lot of kids that came through, and this is the first year that actually my son took my daughter out, and so they just kind of went and wandered the streets, and we went trick or treating and stuff. It was pretty awesome. Yeah, I've been watching the new Andor, Collect Star Wars. I haven't seen the this week's yet, but I really enjoy the show. I really enjoy the I want to say it's like the middle management of a middle management of Star Wars. I like watching the people who don't have special powers, or aren't really super important people, or aren't Jedi, or aren't Sith or whatever. Or I enjoy watching that part of the show. I love the slow burn of it. Every single time I watch it, it's like at the end of the episode, I'm like, oh, is that it? I'm wanting more. But I enjoy it. I kind of like the kind of the mystery of it. We're gonna get more in. Hopefully there'll be a little bit more intrigue when we get into it a little bit more. But I'm enjoying it a lot, and I think it's kind of like the everyman's Star Wars almost. I think Rogue One tried to do that in a way. But Rogue One, to me, I didn't really like it so much because there's a lot of characters, and it seemed like it was really, it was too fast. You know, is that make if that makes any sense? It just seemed like they just kind of blitzed through the storyline too fast for me, and I didn't. That's why I didn't enjoy it as much. Out of all the new stuff that's coming out, Rogue One is the best movie I think so far. I'm really enjoying Andor a lot, of course. But I also enjoy Kenobi a lot too. But I enjoyed Kenobi for like different reasons. No, I still haven't seen She Hulk yet. I'll still have to get on that so that way I can go back and rewatch all of Hey Vern's reactions to the She-Hulk episodes. But hey, it is what it is. So, well, I did see Dino was dressed up as She-Hulk. That was pretty great. That was we can call it Dino Hulk. So, and I think you also do the like a strawberry challenge there, Geek Strong as well. I think it was where you ate a strawberry, make it look like your like tongue or something like a tongue or something like that, I believe. So, but yeah, like I said, once again, all the holidays are coming up, and I'm gonna go ahead and start ending here, so I'm just gonna wrap it up. But like the holidays are coming up, and you're gonna find yourself alone out. Some folks might find themselves alone out there, or even when or even when or even with they are in they're going to parties and things like that, and they still might feel isolated, and that's okay to feel that way, but it's not okay to stay feeling that way all the time. So if you're feeling bad, you're going through those traumatic things like that, reach out to folks. There's nothing wrong with it. Like I always say, a warrior is going to use all the tools available to him to get better, and if those tools include getting some counseling or just reaching out to folks and having those emotional moments, that's okay. That's an okay thing to have. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. Like I always say, if you had a broken leg, you'd go to the doctor and fix it. So if your brain pan's leaking, you'd go to the doctor and get that fixed too. So there's anybody out there, as always, my DMs are open. If you guys need to talk about anything, I'll give you that ear. Like I said, I'm not an expert by no means, but I'll give you that ear, and I'll point you to the right direction. I'm sure everybody in the community is that way. So don't feel like you're alone out there. Like I said, we've all gone through it. We've all gone through this talk together, and it's just our traumas might just be different color, but you're gonna get through it. So that's why I always say, you're important to somebody, and if you're not important to somebody, you might be important to somebody someday, and you just don't know it. And so you got to stay strong out there, and you got to make sure you get the help you need. If, like I said, if that's talking to somebody, there's nothing weak about that. There's nothing weak about trying to get healthy. So those are just kind of my words for the week. And like I said, make sure you guys come back next Thursday, because that's going to be my big Veterans Day got an extravaganza. I'm going to pull out a whole bunch of my Army stuff and kind of take a look at it and do some memories about some things. It's going to be a good time. So once again, always stay safe. If you can't, keep careful, and come back. You're important. And we'll see you on that timeline, and have a good night. All right, and have a great weekend. Be safe this weekend. And have a good one. All right. All right. Thank you guys. Well, have a good night, and we'll see you next time. All right. Bye.